Okay, so this video is concerning the rumor behind Metroid Dread and how it is being dealt with today. Metroid Dread was pretty much first announced in 2005 by a lot of sources like IGN, Insider, Game Informer, and a lot of others. No one really knew its official release date and development status, and Nintendo really didn't say anything about it. It didn't really confirm or reject anything about it. A lot of people have been talking about Dread for a long time, and still have been, and until recently I didn't really care much for this, until I came across the scan in Metroid Prime 3, as I'm sure we all know. It pretty much excited me and confused me all at the same time, because Dread was canceled a long time ago, but apparently it wasn't. I didn't know at the time, but Retro did. Retro did not know that. Yeah. When Matt Casamus, I don't even know how to say that, of IGN said in a podcast related to Dread, there was, quote, a wink to the fans in corruption. As we can already gather from this statement, this wink is the Dread scan found in the Pirate Homeworld. If you haven't seen it already, if you check out my other videos, it's there. But anyway, a lot of people have taken this scan into consideration, but not really much else. Later on in an interview with Mark Pacini, the game director of Corruption, he said, "It's not what you think it means. It was something that was overlooked and wasn't in any way indicating anything about the handheld game. We know no information about the handheld games." From this we conclude that 1. Retro Studios has no role in helping to develop the next Metroid handheld game, if it is even developed as we speak, let alone any other Metroid Dread game. However, there isn't enough information here to completely confirm that Metroid Dread is not going to be made. Pacini stated that they did not know about the handheld games, but this does not mean that Retro is not working on a 3D or console version. This again does not say that they are working on a 3D or console version. As far as we can tell, Retro is not making a handheld version, but there is a chance that they are making a console version. Only Nintendo and Retro can justify this theory. Anyway, it's safe to assume that Retro could develop a console version of any Metroid game. I'm sure a handful of fans think that Retro can't work on a Metroid anymore, now that Prime is concluded, but obviously this is false. Just because Retro made and finished the Prime trilogy does not mean that they are done working on Metroid altogether. Retro could very well be working on another Metroid, but as I stated previously, this is up to Nintendo and Retro. All this being said, Nintendo is either not developing Metroid Dread or having a third-party develop it. Nintendo could also be developing Metroid Dread, or they could be having a third-party develop Metroid Dread. Who's to say Metroid Dread is being made or if it's a fake? Only Nintendo or the possible third party can say. But it's pretty safe to assume that a third party is in cahoots, if you will, with Nintendo on Dread. Personally, I hope Nintendo themselves makes this game as a 2D platformer for the DS with no gimmicks, just hardcore Metroid. As Metal Slug 7 and Contra 4 announced for the DS, a third 2D shooter would be an excellent addition to the DS library. Just as long as Metal Slug and Contra have a evenly spaced release date, because I'm pretty sure Metal Slug 7 would get destroyed by Contra if it got sold at the same time. Anyway, this is an open discussion, and I felt the need to give my opinion on it. Feel free to leave any comments, and video responses are encouraged.